Well, as the standoff in eastern Ukraine intensifies, all sides are ramping up military drills. Russia is planning massive joint exercises in Belarus. In response, Ukraine is carrying out its own drills. Meanwhile, NATO forces are training in nearby Estonia. And Charlie D'Agata spent time with the troops there.
British and Estonian tanks square off against each other in a snowy wasteland not far from the Russian border. NATO partners locked in a simulated battle, with the massive Russian military escalation near Ukraine sending jitters throughout this entire region. These war games have never been more real.
If a conflict were to break out in this region, these are exactly the conditions they'd be dealing with. Deep snow, difficult terrain, limited visibility against an enemy that far outnumbers these forces in terms of troops and weaponry.
The Baltic states lie right along the borders of Russia and Belarus, each home to a multinational NATO battle group. American reinforcements have been deployed to Poland and Romania, while Moscow has sent tens of thousands of forces to Belarus, part of a massive Russian military buildup. There are still hopes for a diplomatic solution to the crisis in Ukraine, but military preparations are never based on a best-case scenario.
So Charlie D'Agata is joining us now. Charlie, thank you so much. Listen, what is the atmosphere like among the troops there in Estonia? Are they actually gearing up for war? Do they think that this could really happen?
Yeah, Anne-Marie, they really are, and I don't want to over-exaggerate the situation there, or here, I should say, but it is tense. And the reason is these are former Soviet Republic states. They are right on the border with Russia. They see what's happening in Ukraine. They're very distrustful of the Kremlin, of President Putin. I mean, in their minds, they say, in fact, in their words, they say that the Baltic states up here would be next on the menu should Russia invade Ukraine. So they're preparing for that. And what we have are NATO battle groups, as you said in that intro there. So you've got British forces who are here. You've got Canadian forces that have been deployed, German forces that are ahead of their own battle group, and of course the United States and Poland, and now shipping out to parts of Romania, sending reinforcements to Germany. And we also have to point out, if you look at the map, we've got these three states, the Baltic states, right along Russia's border, and to the other side, the Baltic Sea, which is pretty much owned by Russia. What's really concerning when you speak to the leadership here is the fact that we have so many thousand Russian forces that are now into Belarus. So they essentially have formed a crescent around the Baltic states and right along NATO states. So they are used to dealing with this sort of belligerent neighbor, and they're concerned about what's happening in Ukraine. And that's the reason that these war games, even though they were planned before, are taking place, but they've taken on an added urgency because the threat here is real.
So the first U.S. troops reinforcing NATO allies have arrived in Romania. Why Romania, and what will these troops be doing once they're there?
Yes, well, this is the Stryker platoon, and a few hundred people have arrived over the past couple of days, 100 U.S. military personnel into Romania. They've been shipping out from Germany. That's going to be added to about 3,000 new U.S. forces who are here to reinforce the borders. Why Romania? For the same reasons that we're here, NATO forces are there. It's to reassure NATO allies and to deter Russia. Those are the words that they're using on this mission. So when you look at the placement of Russian forces, which dwarf any amount of NATO forces that are here, we're looking at somewhere in the vicinity of 130,000 Russian forces that have been mobilized along the border with Ukraine, and in addition to that, in Belarus. So by putting U.S. forces right on the tip, right on the border in Romania, it's just to send a message of reassurance. These are Stryker brigades, a Stryker platoon. These are fighting members of the military. It's literally the cavalry. 82nd Airborne is here. So, they're here to provide logistics, surveillance, to keep an eye on Russia and to reassure NATO allies. And they are fully capable of anything that's needed for them. These are America's fighting forces, but really here to reassure.
I hope that is exactly what's happening. I don't know. The more troops you see, the less reassured I feel about what's happening over there. Charlie, thank you very much.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.